Alright, hello everyone. We are just waiting for everyone to ready up in this final of Blitz Pro League 5 versus 5 Twisted Tournament. The contestants are Speedy Yoda versus Alphanique, staffed by Even Steven, Ghost Ranger, Icebreaker Duo, Ghost, and captained by Cora Cora. While we have Alphanique, staffed by CK Golden Nuggets, Dragons, Shaggy, Cowgeddon, and Black Mary, with the team captain of Alphanique. Or, my bad, the Alpha. Team Alphanique. Bans for this matchup are IS4, WZ113, T62A, 215B, and Sheridan, with along with the T22. So that's a lot of meta tanks gone that neither team will be able to use for the entire duration of this matchup. Now, first map, Balls Creek, same as the map for the third place matchup. So we're going to be loading right into it. We have on team Alphanique, Fosh 155, STB1, E5, T57s, triple American lineup, but we have that matched on the team of Speedy Yoda. We have triple E5, 268, and a Batchat 25T, a tank I haven't seen a lot in this tournament. E5s are going to be speed boosting their way over to A cap. The Batchat actually gets spotted by the STB1 of CK Golden Nuggets. He's going to be taking potentially a triple tap here. He only gets shot once though. I spoke too soon. He got shot twice more. He's down to 840 hit points at the beginning of the game. Now, we have over here the setup for Speedy Yoda. It looks like they're actually going to be moving towards... They're not going to be letting the enemy team take map control here. Icebreaker Duo taking a spot similar to what the IS4 was playing last game. Holding mid, getting a lot of information there, being able to keep tanks down. The Alpha takes double shots from, I believe, 2 E5s or maybe a bad chat as well. There's a low roll. Cora Cora is taking an aggressive position here. He's keeping the team of Alphanique down. He's pinning CK Golden Nuggets. The E5 can't really push up on him, but they're gonna potentially make a play on him. Cora's backed up by the 268 though, so pushing on him would be a lot of HP down. Cora puts a shot into the cupola of the Fosh 155. Cora's actually in a really good position here. He's farming them, and they can't really do a whole lot about it. The Alpha looks like he's going to be pushing up, but CK Golden Nuggets is rotating out, so he's going to be pushing in alone, possibly. He's just going to be keeping him back. The 268 puts a shot into the side of his turret. That's one of the reasons why I don't like the E5 a whole lot. But Cora seems to be making it work here. With the proper support, it is a pretty decent hold down. Taking no damage from the Fosh's HE, which was recently changed. Steve is taking some damage on the other side of the field. Let's check it out. CK Golden Nuggets poking the bush, as we have seen earlier, exposed to a lot of tanks. Even though the SCB's turret is good to hold down, it still will... Yeah, he has to overpeak to get shots in there. Ghost Ranger is going to be coming over to back up Cora Cora. Alpha is going to be holding against him, but he's not going to hold for very long if they decide to push on him. That's he's got 1045 HP. That's only 2 shots worth of damage. Ghost Ranger is going to be going around the outside. Cora's putting a shot at him as he pushes. Cora's using double consumables, only taking 267 damage. The power of the consumable is insane, incredible. Fosh is going to be the focus right here. Cora's down to a one shot, but Fosh is not going to get another shot off. Steve is also really low, but 57, both 57s are clipping, so he's actually very safe until the 57s clip. He doesn't know if they have a shot yet, though. Fosh 155 goes down. There's a 57s are going to be trying to kill Steve as fast as they can, but it's a 2 versus 4. Cora's a one shot, but it's not going to matter a whole lot in the end. Cora's in a safe position. 57s are both clipping now, and they're just gonna die. Korra throws his tank away, kamikazes the 57 at the end for the win. The focus fire of Alphanique just not being able to put their tanks in the proper positions to counter what um, what Korra was doing, as well as yeah, basically that strat revolved around Korra being able to bully pretty much the Foch and the STV, um, as well as an E5. At one point, they weren't really able to deal with that threat. They didn't rotate away from it. They didn't have anywhere to go really. Very solid attrition strategy with um, with Alphanique not being able to do a whole lot in terms of rotations. They would be spotted at every corner. The Batchat of even Steven keeping spotting on the other side of the map where Korra was not. Um, so pretty much as soon as Speedy Yoda spotted Alphanique going towards C, instead of going over towards A and capping that, they just played attrition and pinned them into that base, that C area, and that's been a common theme for this map, Falls Creek, for this 5v5 tournament. We saw that happen to Nemesis Blue multiple times in both of their games. They got holed up in C, they weren't able to rotate properly, and they lost because of it. So, possibly a change in strategy for Alphanique, double Foch, Batchat, 50B, and E5, possibly, yes, E5, versus the same lineup of Speedy Yoda, triple E5, 268, and a Batchat. Now, we're gonna have to see. They might play more aggressive C strat, but again, they could just fall victim to not having map control. It looks like they're not going to do that this time, though. They're taking their tanks over towards A cap. Change in strategy here, so positive sign. The Foch has recently got rebalanced. I say rebalanced because maybe not a nerf. E5 actually got spotted way early by the Batchat as he was crossing there, it looked like. Icebreaker taking a shot there because he thinks he's very far up. Because I would have thought he's very far up too. Calgan actually gets spotted as he rotates out. Steve is actually taking B cap. Now, the Alpha might be able to reset him, but not because there's not only like a hill that he can sit behind, and that's what he's doing, but there's also this big water tower. Alpha takes a shot, only gets tracked. CK Golden Nuggets too late on the reset, but the Foshes are pushing. Shaggy got absolutely destroyed by the 268. They're focusing Steven out in the bat chat, um, trying to get him out before he runs away. But Dragons is just getting pounded by pretty much everyone on this Speedy Yoda team. They're just bleeding for this so hard, and they're not putting in a whole lot of damage. Seeking Golden Nuggets is caught way out of position. He's probably gonna go down. The Foch, acting as a sort of shield for him. It looks like Cow getting going for Steven. Steven's just getting bullied this game, but he's still not going down. Icebreaker goes down as CK Golden Nuggets goes down, but the HP's difference is just so massive. Um, Speedy Yoda is almost 2 times. It's actually more than 2 times their HP ahead of Alphanique here. Alphanique has been pretty decent at picking up like good rotations and being able to capitalize on solid focus fire in this tournament, but just not coming together here. Perhaps overcommitting on trying to pick up Steve and not expecting Speedy Yoda to have a setup as well as they did there. Speedy Yoda getting into possibly makeshift hold strat right there as the E5s got caught in their rotation towards A cap. They went hold down, quick thinking, and the Foshes and the 50B had no other choice actually than to shoot Steve. That was ultimately, I guess, why they were shooting Steve. They didn't really have solid shots on the E5s. So E5s seem to be an off-meta pick here. Their turrets are pretty solid. Um, and with their speed boost as well as the damage mitigation, actually pretty decent in a brawl for the duration of that consumable. As we saw earlier with Korra being able to push with super speed as well as super damage absorption. Now Middleburg next map is same map rotation it looks like as the third place matchup. We have triple E5s on the side of Speedy Yoda with double STBs. For Alphanique we have double Foshes, an E5, possibly a 268 and possibly a Batchat, but they aren't readied up yet. Korra swaps to an IS7, but I don't think he's gonna be taking that. Icebreaker T95E6, actually a very interesting tank choice because that's more of a medium than it is a heavy, even though it is classified as a heavy. Now on PC it is classified as a medium, and whether that well, all for naught because Icebreaker switches back to an E5. Um, so we have double E5s for Alphanique, double Foshes, and probably a Batchat. I wouldn't take a Batchat on this map, especially not in a 5 versus 5. It looks like they are taking a Batchat. We'll have to see what they do with it. That's a lot of clip potential. Possibly, if they can make the mobility work, it could be a solid choice. It's just difficult to maneuver around C cap without getting counter pushed very easily, especially with the STBs being able to work literally any ridge on this map very effectively, almost impenetrable hold down. Well, that's not exactly true, but they're very hard to hit hold down and pen. Batchat going for an early spot here. He's going to spot the STB, both STBs. Steven is getting onto cap here. He's actually going to be pushing through the Batchat. Um, Batchat's not really able to pull out, or as I say as he does it, he takes a shot. The Alpha is going to be coming in. Alpha got shot on the crossing. Steve is taking huge damage. CK Golden Nuggets is going to be trying to put another shot into him. Steve takes another shot, but he's not going to be able to be, or Cowgeddon is going to potentially pick him off, but I think the Foshes are blocking him. So the Fosh has to finish him off. Cowgeddon puts a shot into Ghost. Ghost is crossing. CK is in a very tough position. He's not going to be able to do a whole lot. He's probably going to die. He does. Dragons is now potentially out of position as well. He can't do a whole lot in that position. Shaggy is going to be moving in for the E5s. He's got the consumable up, so he's going to be tanking. Icebreaker activates his consumable right as he does that, taking only 400 damage. The Batchat actually picking off Ghost. Alpha is going to be going for Korra. And now we have Shaggy and Alpha in a 2 versus 2 here. Icebreaker duo is on fire. Shaggy now being able to focus fire here. And Ghost Ranger's actually way out of the fight. He went for Cowgeddon. Actually, Cowgeddon very effective kiting there. Ghost Ranger picks off the Alpha. So it's going to be a 2 versus 1. Ghost Ranger versus Shaggy and Cowgeddon. This is actually a very interesting matchup because the Batchat's only a one shot, but if the E5 can play this effectively, the Batchat can work around him. Ghost Ranger is gonna be spotted there. Proxied, he has to pick up the Batchat if he wants to win this game, but he's just not fast enough in the E5. Shaggy's gonna be working around him, trying to pick him off. This is kind of the most cutthroat game of Ring Around the Rosie Ghost Ranger has probably ever played. Now he's got the speed boost on, so he's actually going to be going straight for the bat chat. Can he pick him off here? If he picks him off, his chances of winning are so much better. Calgadin messes up a shot. He puts one shot in, but he dies for it. Now it's a 1 versus 1. Shaggy versus Ghost Ranger. This is going to be to decide this match. Shaggy has turned on his consumable after Ghost Ranger. They actually have both the same, almost more or less. Ghost Ranger's got a shell reloaded. He doesn't penetrate. Shaggy needs to pen this shot. He doesn't penetrate. He goes for the cheek, but he misses. Now we got Ghost Ranger going for the lower plate or the upper plate with heat. Probably he pens him there. Shaggy's down to 906 HP. We've got Ghost Ranger on the reload now. Shaggy misses a shot. Ghost Ranger bounces his shot as well. And the caps are ticking up for Shaggy. All he has to do now is survive, and I don't think the E5 has high enough reload. He had to pen that shot if he had any chance of doing it. Ghost Ranger ends up losing, but it was actually a very close match. He was able to work that pretty decently well. In the end, not being able to pen enough shots for the win. An exciting 1 versus 1 at the end there. That was a blast with the Ghost Ranger speed boosting over to catch the bat chat. Man, almost pulling it off, but not being able to pen in crucial shots there. So Speedy Yoda drops a game to Alphanique. Alphanique is now back in the game, 2-1. They are not out of it yet. If they're able to pick up another win, obviously they will be tied 2-2 going into the next map, Faust, and that will be an interesting story. Alphanique potentially changing their lineup, the Batchat, which I doubted. I seriously doubted it, but it did look like he was able to use his mobility there for the better of the team. Putting in not a whole lot of damage, but being able to pick tanks off, like going for Ghost Ranger, and then not just being able to survive to the end of that match was extremely crucial. So we'll have to see if he does keep the bat chat, or if they're gonna swap the bat chat for something else. Maybe there's something going on here. Looks like Calgadin isn't readying up. Maybe his game crashed or something, but I feel like they would have said something. Potentially, they're coming up with a new strat, rethinking a little bit, readjusting, refining, um, to make that a little bit smoother so it isn't just a 1 versus 1 at the end. In any case, we'll find out soon. I'll have to pay more attention to what's going on in the crossing because I completely missed that at the beginning of the other game. So, I was way too focused on C-Cap. Anyways, we'll see here. Looks like they're going... Alphanique is going up towards C again. The Foshes look like they're going to be setting up. The Batchat's going to be spotting the crossing. Possibly Ghost is spotted. Can he get shot by the Fosh? The Foshes, double Foshes. E5 is spotted. Ghost Ranger's taking shots from the... Holy... He just takes insane amount of damage right there. Down to less than 50% of his HP. Right at the start of the game. Less than 30 seconds in. That's going to be huge later on in the game. Korra got onto C, but he's going to be pulling out of there before the E5s get there. Of Alphanique, Shaggy, the 1 versus 1 duelist, taking the front line. Fosh takes a hit going in. Not sure why he's playing so aggressively, but we'll have to see how this pans out. Very passive so far. Alphanique is playing 1 versus 1 over on this corner against Korra, but he's looking to see if he gets shots somewhere else. Again, the STB solid on a ridge line. Even just slightly exposing the hull, the upper portion of the hull is an auto bounce for many tanks. We'll watch Korra here as he's playing hold down, not showing barely anything. Putting a shot into the Alpha. It looks like the Alpha is actually pushing up, trying to get shots into Ghost Ranger. They're trying really hard to pick him up, potentially overextending for this. But Shaggy's going to be taking the cap. Alphanique bleeding a little bit, but in all... Oh, Shaggy gets penned right as he caps C, but he's still able to get the cap off. Let's watch over here. Ghost and Korra working on the Alpha. It has been bleeding a whole lot to these double STBs. Again, double STBs versus one E5. You can't really swap your turret that much. And again, these STBs are just so good on this ridge here. Able to use not only gun depression, but their insane amount of armor on the turret now. It's just such a hard profile to hit. The Alpha is actually down to 99 HP, bleeding way too much on the corner. Korra taking a shot in return, but he's pretty happy with what he's been doing so far. Icebreaker Duo is actually going to be moving up to confront Shaggy more directly, but Dragons has moved over to the edge in an attempt to pick him off, or just punish him if he tries overextending. Ghost Ranger is going to be going on towards the outside to meet the threat of Dragons, and he's going to be suppressing him pretty effectively. The Foch, remember, the Foch's Alpha got nerfed, so Ghost Ranger's not nearly a one-shot for this Foch. TK Golden Nuggets is in a pinch here. He can't do a whole lot. I'm not really sure. It looks like he's lagging, actually. It looks like he's back now. Steven missing the kill shot, but Icebreaker finishes him off. The STBs of Korra and Ghost are going to be moving on to kill the Alpha. Ghost Ranger goes down in the other side of the field, but it's just tanks dropping like flies now. Shaggy's activated most of his consumables, but he's not going to be able to hold off for very long, as there's Cowgitten comes in. He's just trying to pick off Icebreaker. He does so, but he dies for it. And now it's just Shaggy 1 versus 3. Can he do it? Can he unlock 100% of his power? No. They put him down before he is able to reveal his true fighting spirit. Again, the STBs put in a huge amount of work on that side. Being able to deal with multiple tanks, suppressing the Foches, while also bleeding out the E5, combining for almost 4k of the enemy's 10k HP. Icebreaker actually did some solid work as well. Ghost Ranger, despite getting nuked at the beginning, puts in some decent damage as well. So, all around solid performance by Speedy Yoda. And it's showing on the scoreboard as they're now up 3-1 going into the next map, Faust. They will be getting north spawn for the first, and Alphanique will be playing from the south spawn on their back leg, trying to come up with a win to stay more or less even with Speedy Yoda. Trying to pull it back before things get out of hand. Korra is readying up in a 1-2-1, which is one of the more interesting tanks in the game to me. A medium with heavy alpha, more than a 120, more than the E5 and the 215B have for alpha, and only 40 less than 130 millimeter of either IS7, mouse, or 5A. And the 121 gets not only that alpha, but also decent turret, decent mobility, obviously as it's a medium, and really interesting gun handling, as if anyone has played it or has heard the tales. The 121 gets huge bloom, but really fast aim time. So while it can't shoot on the move very much, it is pretty godly at snapshotting. Um, well, so we have Korra in the 1-2-1, Ghost in an STB1, Icebreaker in a T95 V6. Now he's pulling out that tank. Or maybe not. I just got baited again. Imagine that. Double E5s. Ghost Ranger is taking an E5 with Icebreaker. Steven potentially taking a bat chat. Hasn't readied it up yet. Um, Ghost unreadies. We'll see. We'll just wait a little bit to see what the lineups are. Oh, double 1-2-1 and a bat chat. So the double 1-2-1 is actually going to be keeping up some pretty impressive DPM. Not nearly Russian DPM level, but with the alpha that the 1-2-1 provides, it's actually somewhat more scary to peek on as a median, like a medium playing against a 1-2-1 versus a Russian medium. Probably won't want to poke very much against a 1-2-1. We have on Alphanique a 140, 50B, double E5s again. Oh shoot, I'm not ready. And an E50M. So it looks like they unreadied 50B and a Fosh now. Oh, 50B and maybe another 50B? Hey, let's go, I guessed it. Alright. Double 50Bs, double E5 and a 140 versus double 1-2-1, double 50, no, double 1-2-1, double E5 and a bat chat. Anticipating A strats for both teams, but again, 50Bs could signify a push towards the enemy heavy cap. And it looks like that's what they're going to be doing here. However, we have on Speedy Yoda, we have the 1-2-1s and the E5s moving it towards A. Steven is going to be taking a spotting bush here to spot heavy's crossing. 50B gets spotted. So that's going to tip them off that they can take A pretty safely. We have Black Mary Stanford in the back. He was probably spotting. The Alpha and Shaggy are spotted crossing. Steve is in the bat taking B cap. Nobody can really push him without taking hits from this setup over here of Icebreaker, Korra, and Ghost. Korra's actually got his back to the enemy. He's going to be taking a lot of shots there. He gets double tapped. 800 damage more or less. He almost takes another there. And the Alpha, Shaggy, and Dragons have moved in towards B, and they didn't get punished a whole lot for it actually. They only took about 800 damage in total. We have CK Golden Nuggets moving in late, taking some shots from the E5s. Again, the setup here. They're going to be taking 3 caps now. They're going to be sitting on caps. So now Alphanique is actually going to be taking the upper hand, it looks like here. Not necessarily in map positioning, though. We have a lot of things down in B, which could spell doom for them if they can't rotate correctly. But in a 5 versus 5, it's a lot harder to get crossfired from like really weird angles. Korra's gonna be trying to move around and spot tanks out. We have the 1-2-1 in the bat chat nailing CK Golden Nuggets. He has to get out of there before he takes a lot of damage. He's way out of position. Takes a huge amount of hits there. He's down to almost one-shot territory. One shot for the 1-2-1s if they use HE as well as the E5. But again, the caps are ticking up for the favor of Alphanique. But we have Steven trying to remedy this a little bit. But oh my god, my camera just yeeted up. Oh well. Steven is down there in D, capping to make sure that their caps don't go up so fast. CK Golden Nuggets perhaps going to be picked off by Ghost here. Ghost is checking Black Mary. Alphanique has bled a lot actually. Black Mary just takes in double tap right there. He's down 800 HP. Ghost is going to be looking for a CK. Is he going to jump off? Is he going to do it? Nah, we just have Steve going in the back and clipping him. CK Golden Nuggets goes down. We have to see what is going on this side of the map. Icebreaker Duo is going into 3 tanks here. and he hasn't taken a single penetrating hit of damage. Oh my god, what a god. Um, Ghost Ranger's actually taking the brunt of the hits, but he is still not dead because of that consumable. Um, oh my god, the camera just keeps eating. It must be the pipes. Anyways, the Alpha one shot, Korra one shot, Ghost Ranger almost one shot. Shaggy's gonna be again 1 versus 3 here. Can he pull it off this time? Oh my. Camera just got it. Whatever. Um, so it's just Shaggy 1 versus 5. A lot of tanks. So I was saying it's hard to get crossfired, but from a lot of different positions in a 5 versus 5. But that obviously wasn't true. I haven't seen that many 5 versus 5s, especially not this one. What happened there? Alphanique weren't rotating out of B. They got completely. They sat on their caps and literally sat on their cap. They didn't move around nearly enough. They didn't pressure. They didn't really do a whole lot. They just kind of bled out as Speedy Yoda was able to rotate around them effectively. Um, with even Steven and the Ghost Ranger being able to put in damage from other locations, and they actually got there unspotted as well. Secret Golden Nuggets did try to do some plays against them, but at he bled way too much at the beginning, capping C and not pulling out properly. So not a whole lot going well for Alphanique in these sorts of battles where they um, have to figure out how to make a solid rotation, even though they've normally been pretty decent at it. Like as I was saying earlier, a lot of their earlier games showcased some really top class focus fire, and I'm not seeing a lot of that in these matchups. Unfortunately for them, they aren't able to get their guns into the game and their HPs into the game at the right places. And now the score is 4-1. Speedy Yoda looking to put in the final finishing blow against Alphanique in this best of 9 Blitz Pro League 5 versus 5 Twisted tournament final. Now, Alphanique has to come up with a win, and they have to come up with wins for the rest of the matches if they want to win. Um, so if a comeback starts, it has to start here. Looks like Speedy Yoda has chosen their lineup: double M48, double 30B, and an E4. Very weird lineup. This has pretty much never been seen before in comp. E4, completely unheard of. What is that? What tank? I don't even know what that is. M48, a relic of the past, and 30B. Well, okay, 30Bs have been used in comp just for their speed. Their turret armor is pretty troll, and I guess it's just, yeah, the speed. The gun is pretty PP, not very good. Um, but it's the combination, I guess, of all those things that make the 30B a decent pick for comp. Anyways, for Alphanique we have double E5s, a Batchat, a Foch, and another E5. Triple E5s now. So, triple Americans for each team here. Potentially, possibly, maybe the final map, the final match of this tournament. We could see um, the winner decided here, or potentially the start of a massive comeback. Oh, we have Korra barreling in here, um, pushing straight towards C. He's spotted, but he doesn't care. He's pushing up to his position. I'm actually not sure what his position is. Looks like he lagged out there. And interesting play. He's working this side alone, potentially lagged out there. But we had the M48s crossing Ghost Ranger in the E4 is already looking for shots. Ghost Ranger looks like he's taking some shots from the Foshes. He puts in a shot there. The E4, that's what the E4 is good for. Loading APCR and just going straight through anything it looks at. Massive pen on that gun. And it really shows. The Fosh, what is that armor? It's absolutely nothing to E4's gun. We have Ghost taking a shot there from the E5s. He's just going to be abusing them hold down, but they're also abusing his Cupola hold down. Alpha's taking a shot from the right. Looks like Korra's farming them from an interesting position here. He's got a sight line on where they were set up last game. Alpha's completely crossfired. He's in a really bad position there. Not really a fault of his own. That's just a completely solid strategy by Korra and this Speedy Yoda team. Now you actually see on the top right corner, you have module damage everywhere. And because of the E5s having these weird consumables, a lot of the teams run double of those consumables, leaving them with only one repair kit. And it looks like that's really hurting them there, as they can't repair their damaged racks. And that's going to be severely crippling in any sort of scenario where you need that DPM. So if a push comes in here, like it's going to, they're pretty much left dead in the water. Ghost Ranger is actually going to be counter pushed. Ghost tanks double tap. He is out of the game. Calgeddon's a one shot, more or less. Ghost Ranger puts a huge shot into Fosh. Even Steven and Korra coming around the back. The HPs are pretty decently even, but it's because most of the HPs are in CK Golden Nuggets. And again, he repaired his rack, but now his loader is gone. Like, his DPM's just been horrible the entire game. Dragons puts a shot in, but CK's never gonna be able. It's gonna take a year to finish this guy off because of his reload. Actually, Batchat finishing him off. Korra's going in for the kill here. Fosh missing a huge shot. Sounds like that was HE. Trying to go for the Coppola HE there. Oh, wow. Korra's going to have to 1 versus 2 there, but he does it. Korra doesn't know that the E5 has a dead loader. Oh, no. No, I think he does. Never mind. Trying to go for the HE there, doesn't penetrate the spaced armor, and Korra is able to finish him off. Just class in just setting up crossfires. Like, the rotations that Speedy Yoda made were like flawless. Working around the map with the double 30Bs, or the double 30Bs, anchoring with the M48s and the E4. Not very much that Alphanique could do. GG's in the chat. Everyone says GG's everywhere. And that was the last match in this entire Blitz Pro League 5 versus 5 Twisted tournament. The champions are Speedy Yoda, team of Korra, Even Steven, Korra, Even Steven, Icebreaker Duo, Rob78, Ghost and Ghost Ranger 777. And congrats to them. I believe they'll be winning about $20 or $30 a piece for this tournament. I think that's what the prize was. And yeah, thanks to everyone for watching. And we'll see you next time in future tournament streams.